I want to explain a little bit more about how it works when you're inputting what we call Takeoff into Red Rhino, this being the Takeoff page. If you want to just add labor only to the estimate, you can go up here and click the Add Labor button. Or if you want to add a comment, you can add a comment. Or if you just want to add product yourself, you can click the Add Product button. Now let me explain what I mean, or let me demonstrate what I mean. Let's say I want to add a comment here above line 3. When I highlight line 3 and I click the Add Labor button, it's going to add a dialog bar for me to add above where it highlights. So this is how Red Rhino behaves when you're inputting materials. If you happen to click on the page and add materials, it's going to add the materials above where you highlight. That makes it great for inputting materials in a certain area if you want to. Okay, so in this example, I'm typing in a description here of trenching. I'm going to say I want to add labor for trenching. Now I'm going to put in a quantity of 1, and let's say I want to add 8 hours. So I click in the labor hours box and I type in 8 hours, 8 for 8 hours, and I click Save. And when it saves, you'll notice here on line 3 where it input a quantity of 1 and 8 hours. So I just added 8 hours to the estimate. Now let me explain something else. If you don't have a line highlighted on the page here, then the materials will add to the bottom of the Takeoff page. Let me use that as this is an example, or let me show you this example, I should say. Let's say I want to add a comment. I'm going to click Add Comment. It's going to open a dialog box at the bottom since I didn't highlight anything. I'm just going to say Room Edition. And I'll click Save. And let's say for some reason I want to put the materials for the room edition specific to that right below that. Now when I enter materials, they'll go below the word room edition. Again, that's how you use the Add Comment button. I oftentimes when I'm estimating put comments all over my input here, all over my Takeoff page. Now also the next thing is to add product. Let's say I want to add product here, and I happen to know that the product isn't in Red Rhino software. Now there's over 1.5 million material items of electrical in the electrical world. Red Rhino doesn't have 1.5 million material items. So if there's some item that I know I need that isn't in Red Rhino, I click on Add Product. I might type in, or I should say I type in the description, let's say ground box. Now if I was really doing this, I would type in the dimensions of it, okay? But I'll say ground box, I'll put in a quantity of 1. Now when you're adding it here, obviously you have to know what the price is. I'm going to type in a price. Let's say I got a price for $75. I'm just going to type in a 75. I'll let Red Rhino put in the decimal. And I'm going to type in the hours it takes to install that product. I'm going to say it takes 2 hours, okay? Now I click Save. When I do, I scroll down here. Notice that I just added a ground box, quantity of 1, $75, and 2 hours each, okay? So that's how you use the Add Labor, Add Comment, and Add Product button.